the Middle Ages, a world of kings, knights, castles, and absolutely terrifying jobs that would make modern workers run for their lives. We often imagine medieval life as simple: people farming, knights fighting, monks writing books. But the truth? Hidden behind the romantic image of medieval Europe was a list of professions so strange, so disgusting, and so dangerous that you'll be grateful for absolutely any job you've had. Tonight, we're diving into real medieval jobs that actually existed. Jobs involving poison, human waste, parasites, death, and rituals so insane that it's shocking they were completely normal.
Número 5. Tis.
Let's start with what historians widely consider the worst job in medieval Europe: the gong farmer. A gong farmer was paid to clean out the giant pits beneath medieval toilets, often called cesspits or privies. These were deep, dark holes filled with years of human waste, and gong farmers entered them every night with a shovel. Some pits were so deep that workers were lowered down on ropes. They worked only after sunset because the smell during the day was considered unbearable even by medieval standards. Imagine that, and medieval people bathed once every few months. Many gong farmers literally suffocated from the toxic gases. If the methane didn't kill you, collapsing walls of waste could bury you alive. But here's the crazy part: they were paid very well. A skilled gong farmer could earn the equivalent of a modern engineer's salary. Good money, but at what cost?
Número 4. Penis music.
In a time when doctors believed almost every illness could be cured by draining your blood, leeches were gold. So who got them? Leech collectors. These people waded into swamp water barefoot and rolled up their trousers, waiting for dozens, sometimes hundreds of leeches to attach to their legs. Only then did they carefully peel them off and store them for sale. The job caused constant infections, severe blood loss, and sometimes fainting in the middle of the swamp. And if the leeches got into sensitive areas, which they often did, it became a nightmare. Imagine your daily job being, let blood-sucking parasites cover your body. And it was considered completely normal.
Número 2.
This one sounds like a dark joke, but it was 100% real. Royal princes were seen as sacred, too sacred to be punished physically. So kings hired a boy, usually the son of a nobleman, to be raised alongside the prince. They studied together, played together, and often became friends. But when the prince misbehaved, the whipping boy was beaten instead. The logic? If his best friend suffered, the prince would learn his lesson. But here's the problem. Many young princes didn't care at all. Some would deliberately misbehave just to watch their whipping boy get punished. Imagine your entire job being to receive beatings because someone else didn't do his homework.
Número 2. Nokia ringtone.
This job had one requirement: bravery or desperation. Kings, queens, and nobles were terrified of being poisoned. So they hired food tasters who ate the first bite of every meal. If the taster died, which happened more than people think, the king simply wouldn't eat. Some tasters worked for years with no incidents. Others died on their second day. The scariest part? Many poisons back then took hours to activate, meaning the king might still eat the meal anyway.
Número 1.
To clean and soften wool, medieval people used a chemical with lots of ammonia. And the best source of ammonia? Human urine. Buckets and buckets of it. Fullers worked in large tubs filled with wool and urine, stomping on the mixture for hours, barefoot. The smell was legendary, so strong it made travelers avoid entire streets. But the job was essential to the textile industry. Your warm medieval coat was probably washed by someone's feet. In P. The medieval world was far stranger than we imagine today, and behind every castle, behind every king, stood ordinary people, doing extraordinary and unbelievably weird jobs. So the next time you complain about your work, remember, at least you're not swimming in sewage, being whipped for a prince, or stomping cloth in a vat of urine.